Ravens start the season 5-1 for the second straight year, 5th straight win after losing in overtime in week 1. Rush yards in this game, Ravens 187, Chargers 26. That is not good news for the Chargers. Latavius Murray left the game with an ankle injury in the third quarter. He did not return. The Chargers head into the bye week now. Ravens next game versus the Bengals. The Ravens cash out their Caesar Sportsbook better put $500,000 on the Ravens to cover. They did, and the under hits at 51. Let's hear from Marlon Humphreys after the game.
You guys were able to limit the Chargers to just 3.9 yards per play, 3 for 12 on third downs. What kind of statement did your defense make today?
Man, I think we made a big statement. As a defense, we've been fortunate to be 4-1, but we felt like we haven't played our best ball. And today, it wasn't the best, but, man, it was pretty close to it.
And Lamar was able to easily spread the ball around. Your run game really got going, but I want to give some love to special teams. Devin Duvernay, 2 kick returns for 70 yards. Talk about him.
Yeah, Devin Duvernay, our special teams unit, we got a great unit. Coach Chris Horton, he gets those guys ready to go every week. And, Anthony Levine's the big captain on that unit. And, he's been saying we're going to break one. So it was fortunate, we got some good runs. And Devin Duvernay is a great returner. So I think he leads the league, so hopefully he can continue to do that.
And this is kind of the exception to the rule for you guys. You've had 3 wins this year decided in the last 70 seconds. How does it feel to have a comfortable lead, a comfortable win?
It feels good. We were just talking about that. It's fun playing those close games, anything, but it's even funner when you can just win one in front of your home fans and just enjoy it.
Congrats on the win.
All right, thank you.
Chargers have struggled against the Ravens in this game, and you look at what happened here versus Baltimore, only 6 points. There were some decisions to go for it on fourth down that maybe were some of the turning points in this game. Total yards per game, you see there, dropping significantly. Baltimore 15-4 at home since the start of 2019, and they were very good today against the Chargers. And we're now happy to be joined by Adam Archuleta, who was at the game today. Adam, thanks for hopping on HQ with us. I guess just start by giving me your reaction to this. For this particular game today in terms of the Ravens, what was the big difference for you in this game?
It was stunning, quite honestly. And when you go into a game with 2 teams like this that were so hot and playing so good a quarterback, you certainly didn't expect it. The takeaway that I came away with is that this was the best and most complete team win for the Ravens. There wasn't one dominant player. It wasn't Lamar Jackson doing something that was superhuman or a great performance by Marquise Brown. It was really an all-around team performance where the running game was on point. Jackson was just okay, and the defense really showed up and played their best game of the season against an offense that had been almost impossible to stop over the last 3 games in the Chargers.
Adam, were you surprised at some of the decision-making by Brandon Staley? I mean, he seemed to take a lot of risks in this game.
Well, it's tough. This day and age with going forward on fourth down, you never really know. There's analytics involved. There's a lot of study involved. I think in this particular portion of the game where he went for it twice within his own territory, they really felt like that was their only chance if they were going to come back and win this game. Now, as you look back on it, those decisions were not the reason why they got blown out. It really was inconsequential. And, in fact, their defense did a really nice job of giving the Ravens the ball and then making them only go for a field goal and get 3 points out of both of those drives. So I know there's going to be a lot of attention on that because you just don't see it when you're that deep. It worked out for them last week against Cleveland, gave them a shot in the arm, and really was a catalyst for them coming back. But it's not really the reason why they lost so bad in this game.
I have to ask you about the quarterbacks, Adam. I mean, last week both quarterbacks had fantastic performances. Herbert was great, and of course Jackson had that great Monday night game. Both engineered comebacks in their respective games. What were your thoughts on the quarterback play between the two in this one?
Well, I think it's a great lesson because you expect these guys who are special players, you want them to go out there and throw for 300 yards every week, but you realize that's just not realistic. And so in this game, they were just ordinary. Well, Lamar Jackson was just ordinary. Herbert had what maybe you can expect as a bad rookie football game where a defense went out and dominated him. But I thought when Lamar Jackson, he did a good job in the passing game early. He did make a couple bad throws. He did miss some opportunities. But then he also made some huge throws in the red zone to put points on the board. For Herbert, wasn't his best, but that defense was smothering, and really he didn't have any help from his supporting cast. In particular, they didn't protect very well, and then their wide receivers could not win one-on-one matchups, and that's what they have been so good at this entire season. Baltimore was the one that won those one-on-ones.
Adam in Baltimore for us as the Ravens beat the Chargers 34-6. Adam, thanks for hopping on with us here on HQ.
Yep, anytime. Thanks.
Back with Jamie Eisenberg and Pete Prisco. Let's talk about this Chargers-Ravens games. We were expecting to see more from this game. I mean, the over-under was 51 points. We were kind of expecting to see a lot more points, maybe even a little bit of a shootout, but Jamie, the Chargers really struggled on this one.
They really did. You know, you wonder if it's the West Coast, East Coast trip, if the Ravens defense just responded after what happened to them on Monday night, you know, coming back playing a little bit better defensively, or just maybe the Chargers had a bad day. You know, I mean, look, you look at what Austin Eckler had been doing, what Justin Herbert had been doing, you know, you throw that out the window because these guys have been fantastic. We may have a little bit of a problem with Keenan Allen just because Mike Williams has become so good, but neither receiver playing well. And you have to wonder if Williams was really battling that knee injury. Remember, he didn't practice at all this week. Swelling in his knee, 2 catches, 27 yards on 5 targets. That's very atypical from what we've seen from Mike Williams so far this year.
Here's a look at the fantasy points from today. Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert combining for 25 points. I think each of them had that last week based on the performances that they had. But, I mean, Pete, you know, the young quarterback, Justin Herbert, I mean, coming up against Lamar Jackson, the former MVP. I mean, both have had great starts to the season. But if you're Herbert, what are you taking away from here?
Well, if you're the Chargers, what you're taking away from here is he threw 39 times and they ran the ball to the running backs 10 times. They get, you know, I don't know what the analytics experts all say about that, but you need more balance than that. And they got to get better at it, running the football. I know they got away from them a little bit, but they didn't even look like they wanted to try and run the football today. So that's something you need to help him out. He's a great quarterback. You got to help him out a little bit.
We could be looking at a good free agent option for fantasy managers if Latavius Murray has this ankle problem. Devontae Freeman, 3% rostered on CBSSports.com league, so he's going to be very popular if Murray can't go in Week 8.
Pete, is one of the, you know, I guess I don't want to call it a good caveat, but I mean the Chargers going into the bye week off a game like this versus having to turn around and play again. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing when you get blown out, if you just want to turn the corner and get another game in right away, or if you can take the bye week and kind of reset yourself to get ready for it.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea to have the bye week. I mean, that's good for you. When you get beat up like this and you're coming off the East Coast, that's a tough transition. So bye week's good for them right here.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.